Hello, everybody. Today on Trendkillradio, we're talking Every Time I Die. Strange news. Avenged Sevenfold cancels tour. Marilyn Manson cancels show. Coley's review of the Warped Tour. All this and more on Trendkillradio. Okay, hello, everybody. This is Trendkillradio on our TKR Summer Break. Break.
On our house wave.
And beautiful. Look at that. Look at the fucking sun is out. Cleveland, Ohio. How's everybody doing today?
I'm okay.
We have a very special guest today. Oh.
No one gives a shit. Keep going.
Today we have a very special guest. I believe her name is Mitchell Burlington.
Mitchell.
Is that correct?
Oh, close enough.
From the coat factory?
Yeah.
The heiress
Yeah.
of the Burlington Coat Factory. What show
If
are
only.
you? Where do you hail from?
I am Michelle Burlingame. I am on Slurmcast, a podcast for no reason. Look it up.
Hell yeah.
It's a podcast about Futurama. So
no reason.
I mean, yeah, that's the name of the show.
Right.
Oh, this is gonna be good. I'm already enjoying every part of it.
If you watch Futurama, you'd get the joke.
Yeah.
I don't think he
Yeah.
gets the
Oh,
joke.
see, no, I'm more of a No, I didn't fucking know.
Doing that the new Netflix show that's coming out,
Oh,
Disenchantment.
Or,
Yeah,
Is it
we're
Chanted or Chantment?
Enchantment.
Enchantment,
Disenchantment. That I think is going to be in like 2 weeks from now. So we might do
Summer
might do some episodes once that comes out on Disenchantment, but we are plugging along with season 6 right now. Comedy Central seasons on Futurama. So
Wow, no shit.
Yeah.
Is this? It's
fun.
not still on, is it?
no,
Okay.
No.
And you know what? I bet I'd like to address something. I know a lot of you guys will go, "Hey, what are you drinking 2 hats for? Miller Lite is your sponsor. You can't be mixing beers. You can't be stirring the pot like that." Well, guess what, motherfucker?
Fuck you.
News for you. This company is owned by Miller Coors, so I skated right by that, and it's a
Wow.
perfect summer beer for a perfect summer day.
2 hats.
it has flavors.
Light and refreshing.
I'm drinking lime. Who's got pineapple?
This is how
We
you get a
do.
DUI in Parma.
Oh, all right. So, does everyone want to get it started?
Sure.
Is everybody doing well? Coley, AIDS?
No AIDS today, surprisingly. First show in a while where I don't have the AIDS.
Wow.
So,
Good for you, man.
thanks.
Wow. Jim?
I'm in
Bounce
recovery.
back from the AIDS.
Yeah. Jim, you still got that weird thing on your face?
Yeah, I do.
Wonder why you're wearing a hat.
You know what? No, I think I cut that out of the last episode.
Oh,
You can see Jim's giant zit on one of our
It's
TKR
not a
updates.
It's not a zit. It's not a. It's like a
entitled Ghost News
and
and
fetus. What is that called? A fucking Siamese
I
twin.
can join fetus
Yeah,
on my forehead.
fetus on his forehead. It's so gross.
like Andy Garcia with the head that was popping out of his shoulder. That's a true story.
Oh, you nasty.
He was born with a head on his shoulder. I'm
On
like, that
Family
can't
Guy,
be
yeah.
true.
It's true, yeah.
And it's totally true.
Yeah. I'm well. Everything's going good for me.
Yeah. You doing good? I didn't ask you.
I'm good.
I apologize. I should have asked
Very
you first.
good.
Fuck Coley. All right. So, first on the chopping block, let's get to Every Time I Die. Does anyone know about this story?
Yes, I do a little bit.
Okay.
Tiny wee bit.
Do you know any about like every? I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye. It's ghosts.
Anything can happen. We're outside.
We're outside.
Yeah.
There's bugs and all kinds of
I
shit.
know.
There
I'm
could
not
be
used
deer.
to nature. This is the most sun I have seen all summer.
I believe it.
You can tell by my ghostly legs that
Show some leg.
I
There
have
you go.
I have also not been outside for years.
Subscribe while she's showing her legs. Subscribe. Find us on YouTube. Search Trendkillradio.
What an opportunist you are. You're like a shark.
We should get
Hey.
a poll. Leg versus leg.
If
Who wins?
Well,
If we get-
is
if
this
we-
a whiteness scale?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's paler? I'll
Yeah.
probably win.
if we get more subscribers, I'll bring her on the show more.
Right.
So Every Time I Die,
yeah.
who's got any backstory on Every Time I Die? I don't know too much about them.
They're a pretty sick band.
Great.
I mean,
All right, Jim, your take on Every Time I Die.
well, I mean, I stopped following them after the Hot Damn. I was a big fan of them when Last Night in Town came out. Before they and they completely changed their sound since that album.
Oh, they've changed their sound like
What
5
did
fucking
they
times.
start out as? Were they a post-hardcore band? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, post-hardcore, very like techie sounding.
Yeah.
you
They were
know?
like I think they were kind of dabbling in mathcore before that was like a real fake thing.
Right.
Mathcore.
Yeah.
I guess that's
sounds
what
like
you
the
call
worst
that.
subject.
How many?
It
How
really
many
is.
cores are there? Jesus.
Common Core, Math Core. It's no good.
Common Core.
Math isn't even math anymore.
Right. That's man, wow. But yeah, so every time I die,
Wu-Tang!
Cool band. I like them a lot. They've been around for quite a while. They put out a lot of records and they tour a lot and they play to a lot of people because a lot of people like them.
Yeah. Well, speaking of playing to a lot of people, they
They were
played
playing a show. Yeah.
They did play a show, and the guitarist Jordan Buckley. So
iconic name.
so when you're on stage and you're just going wild and shit, like you're spitting and sweating all over the place, rolling all over the ground, and Jordan, takes a
swig of the brew.
I mean, it must have been bad if he spit it out and didn't
Well,
drink
they're
it.
on the Warped
It's a
Tour.
very
So
dehydrating
let's
thing
talk
to
about
do
this
when
for a
you're
second.
on stage. You shouldn't be
Yeah.
drinking in the first place when you're on stage.
hot.
It's not fun. I
Right.
did that when I was 19 because I thought it was cool. And no, man, you get pretty worn out real quick because you're
Yeah.
not hydrated
Right.
anymore.
You can do that at 19.
Yeah, I was smoking fucking Camel 99s and drinking PBR on stage.
Yeah, those dudes have to be late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So
for
he
sure,
takes
yeah.
a big swig and he spits it out, and I just imagine like a cartoon like fountain.
He did the.
And,
he did the
and I
Triple
imagine
H
a girl
thing.
turning around, like she's talking to her friends and shit, and she turns around and looks up and just right in her eye.
Beer spit right in her eye.
Right in her eye.
Brazzers.
Oh, Jesus. Timothy, come on.
I'll put that logo up.
Exactly.
There are children listening.
No, there's not. There's barely people listening.
Hey, we have 41 subscribers, man. That's,
hell yeah,
that's
brother.
really good.
Rock and roll.
I know. So she gets beer in her eye. And from a rock star, which is no bueno, man. I do not want.
Yeah.
I don't want a guy that's toured that much, and God knows who he's been with, spitting anything in your eye. Who knows?
Well, but in this case, it wasn't a bad thing.
I know because. Okay,
Here's
so
why.
here's the backstory on it though. Like
Backwash story. It was a good joke.
God, you're gay.
I can't say these things. It's fine.
So, well, I mean, it is. We're allowed to say those things in the year 2000.
We were. Better times.
Okay, so like, she's complaining. She's got crud in her eye. It's like twitching. She's got in contact with this dude, and
Yeah.
she's going like, "Hey, something's wrong. This is not good. I got problems with my eye." And he's already got a seatbelt on. He's waiting for a lawsuit.
No, well, he apologized initially. He said,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, no,
things
he was
happen,
cool
our
about
shows
it.
get crazy. They get wacky, whatever. I'm sorry.
I know,
But
I'm-
maybe if it's still bothering you in a couple of days, he throws her the fucking pharmacist advice. Maybe go see a doctor. You know?
Yeah.
And so she does, right?
Yeah,
Then what? Then
and
what
so you know what they find out? They do all the tests. No infection. So, whew, thank God, right?
So
Wake
she
up,
goes
drink.
to the doctor. They run these tests, and then they fucking discover. What do they discover?
A tumor.
A tumor.
It's a tumor.
She-
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all.
Dude was like, "Oh, anything could happen." Right?
right.
Like,
You never know. Anything.
welcome
could
to
happen
one
at
of our
shows. They're
shows.
fucking wacky.
So
We're
she-
crazy dudes.
So she gets like,
bunch of crazy dudes doing
so
crazy
she gets
things.
splooshed in the eye. All right.
No, sploosh is the wrong word.
Brazzers.
Come on.
But she gets in the eye, and she's talking to Jordan
Yes,
Buckley,
Buckley.
and
An exchange via
they
the
had
I
an
don't think
exchange
he
via
did-
Twitter.
I didn't think he knew at the time that he'd spit into her eye,
Oh,
right?
he did.
Oh,
'Cause she tweeted
oh, really?
at
Did
him
he, like, did he fucking
Yeah,
s-
no. After immediately.
I
as
thought it was just
happened-
after the fact. She said, "Oh, by the way,
When
one
you're
time
on
you
stage,
spit in
you
my
have
eye."
no
Well,
idea
they-
what's
no.
happening. I've
Right.
been hit in the
You
head
can't
with a
even
fucking
see, like,
microphone.
you don't
The
even
lead
know
singer
who's
had
in the
no
front
idea.
row.
He was just doing
Right.
that cowboy goddamn thing, and I got hit right in the side of the head.
Okay, so this happened on the last
dick.
tour they were on. They came back through town for Warped Tour earlier this year,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a month and a half ago, and they were talking about it via a Warped Tour thread, like on Twitter, that Every Time I Die started. And she said, "Oh, cool! I can't wait to see you again. Last time I saw you guys, I got this in my eye, and this is what happened, and that's how it started." So this was on, I believe this was around July 20th. What do we? It was so a week and a half ago. This kind of broke or whatever.
Yeah, so she goes to the doctor, thinks she has an infection. Dude's strapped up for a lawsuit, and she goes, "You know what? You fucking saved my life.
I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor.
I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor.
I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor. I'm a tumor.
So it was a tumor.
It was a tumor.
It was a tumor."
And just because this dude spit beer like an idiot into
Yeah.
the sky
Yeah,
and got
and-
it in this girl's eye,
and she was
went to
just-
the doctor and
Just concerned. What are we doing?
boo that guy.
Boo him for saving her life.
I don't know. Like, I haven't even played these sound effects in so long. I just have one that says homosexuals. I have no idea what it means. So
Maybe you
You're all
homosexual too.
there we go.
No, but what happened is that it wasn't really the beer that was bothering her eye. Just by happenstance, around the same time, the brain tumor started affecting her vision. So like that's like a, you know, she probably would have eventually went in, but it's a funny story to tie into a band. Like, hey, thanks a lot for
Saving my life.
Which, you know, we all have a band that saved our life, I guess. But
Damn.
if a band makes a song and that song saves your life, are you really worth saving? I don't think so. And that goes for me included. Well, thank you, Linkin Park.
I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah. He can't hear you. He did.
Wow. Don't ever look at me.
he did.
Don't ever look at me through those shades like that again. Because I can feel your eyes piercing my soul. Fucking
It felt right.
inappropriate time to do that.
It felt right.
Remember when Chester Bennington died?
Wow.
Aww. Well, there he goes.
No, wait. Come back. Don't. Stop. What are you doing? All right, well, that was pretty much old news. So you guys ready for the new shit? You're fired.
Can't fire me, I quit. Oh, God.
Anyways, Avenged Sevenfold, huge
A
fucking,
7X, brother.
yeah, huge fucking band. I
Well.
mean, they played Wembley, or stadium.
I don't care about tennis. Oh, that's Wimbledon.
That's Wimbledon.
You were serious too. That's great.
It was.
Oopsie.
For a split
Jesus.
second, I thought you were intentionally making the joke, but no, you were 100%
No, I was-
serious.
I'm a comedian. Okay, I tell jokes as I hear them. What?
Like
Go to
Carlos
Frank.
Mencia.
Anywho, so yeah, Avenged Sevenfold, huge band. They have consistently gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and then they did what was the album right after Nightmare?
I couldn't tell you. That's what I was gonna say because they've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, but their material has gotten worse and worse and worse.
I know, but that's what that's what people want.
It's fucking awful.
right.
They
They
went
want-
being like
they
innovative,
want
cool bands to
garbage.
being like fucking ass rock. And
Like-
it's awful.
Yeah,
I
Hail to the King came out, and that was their most like commercially.
Well, I'm one of those
Large
people that found
selling.
them split with during sounding the seven trumpets.
Same.
So it's like it was just they made a total shift, and it was like, all right, well, I mean, it's cool, good for them, but like
I saw them play at the Odeon opening for Mushroom Head in like 2000.
Yeah.
Or 2001, something like that. Like no bullshit. I
wasn't there, but I
what year
remember
it
that
was.
show
Record,
happened.
or whatever it was. I can't remember at this point in time in this juncture.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Are you Jonah Hilling me right now? Fucking Jonah Hill.
You
me
got
like
Jonah
that.
Hilled.
Don't Jonah Hill me.
Jonah Hilled.
Yeah!
Oh
So anyways,
shit! You got Jonah Hilled.
First record, I thought it was really cool. So
Listening
we're
to-
a music podcast, if you will, or a music show. What is
vlog.
your favorite band?
Let's just say
That's
vlog.
a very hard question for me to answer.
We got time.
All right.
Just because it just sounds super lame because like I don't have a favorite band.
That's fair.
I like a lot of things, but there's a lot of things that I
Well,
just
who you
never really
wearing
got
right
into.
now?
Well,
Versace, no
I'm
doubt?
wearing this beautiful Forever 21 no doubt
Reissue
Tragic
t-shirt.
Kingdom t-shirt.
It's a cute shirt. I, like
I did
it.
love
I dig
this
it.
album when I was a kid when it came out. I did jump on the bed listening to Just a Girl because I dug it.
Me too.
You're just
And it's still good. It's still
because you're
good.
both just some girls.
It's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I listen to a lot of mainly like classic rock. So
Okay. You're
punk
one of
rock,
those
classic
chicks.
rock.
That's
Oh,
what-
so you know, like NSYNC.
Yeah.
No.
No,
even
like
when
classics.
I was,
We're
even when
talking-
all of
New
my
Kids on the Block.
my
Yeah,
peers, even when my peers were listening to Hanson and NSYNC and shit, I was like, that's garbage. I
Fun fact
That's
about
what-
Hanson.
don't like this.
I know.
My favorite band of all time.
There are children listening to this song right now.
really?
Are you serious?
My bad.
If you don't know, that's an excerpt from one of our songs. Anyways,
From Trap House Rave. Are you guys on iTunes? Are you guys on
yeah,
Spotify?
We're on all that shit.
Okay, check
Yeah.
out Trap House Rave. These two.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's good. And all right. Well, then fine. Listen to Nasty, me and Jim's band.
No.
SoundCloud.com. SoundCloud.com/nasty_Ohio.
So you mentioned Hanson. Hanson was the first CD I ever bought with my own money, Middle of Nowhere, and it's still one of my favorite albums of all time. to
Mine
this day.
was Sex Pistols.
Mine was
So you're way
Empire
cooler.
Records. Mine was the Empire Records soundtrack.
What was the first album you ever bought?
on the show?
White Zombie, Astro Creep 2000.
To be fair, you did say that I was cooler than you for buying the Sex Pistols as my first CD.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also bought like Weird Al Yankovic Volume 2 the same time.
Very nice.
So I don't know if that's like
My
I
first,
like
my-
mic up in my face.
Which
but
album? Which album?
It was like a
With the-
greatest hits Volume 2.
The Food album?
No, it
No,
wasn't.
oh.
It was like a compilation CD.
my
Okay, it was on CD. Like,
Yeah.
because I can remember buying some cassettes.
Oh, I
like-
also had Bad Hair Day on cassette.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Who didn't? I mean, that was like they sent that in the mail with like little boxes of Tide.
Yeah.
Camera 1,
Like
Camera 2.
Frankie Comes Alive. Yeah.
Okay, so we had the Sex Pistols, White Zombie, Empire Records, and
Hanson.
Hanson.
Yeah. Which explains a lot. Also, my first show
It explains
ever.
a lot. Yeah, no, it really
here's
does.
further. Here's further.
It explains a lot.
The first concert I ever went to was Aqua in their prime.
Ooh.
At the height
I-
of Barbie Girl.
I am jealous.
Yeah.
Mine
it was,
was
awesome.
it was Roger Daltrey with the British Rock Symphony Orchestra. That was my
That's
first
sick.
concert.
That's pretty awesome.
it was awesome.
That's the cool first fucking concert.
And then after that, I went to the All That Music and More festival.
Like
That was my
the
second
Nickelodeon
Like
concert.
show?
Nickelodeon and all that?
Yes.
All that?
It was
Oh,
like
no shit.
It was
All right.
raining the entire time, so we left early. There was all these bands that were supposed to play, and I wasn't super.
Who would have
into
played
it.
that?
It was 98 degrees.
Oh hell yeah!
Which like I had never listened to. I didn't know a single song by them. I think
Yeah, this is
I don't even
This is
remember
my
who else was on it.
Forget Barbie
You
Girl.
can like
Lollipop
look it up.
was
All I
the-
remember from that day was that it was fucking raining the entire
Where-
time.
was
and
it
we left.
outdoors?
Yes, it
At-
was
with
at
Blossom?
no, because I'm from Columbus, so it was
Oh.
the Polaris. I don't know.
You're
what
from
it's called.
Columbus?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
see
Where
both.
have you been?
Where have I been?
Cleveland.
I thought everyone
I
knew.
know? Yeah.
I thought everyone knew. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Jim, what was your first show?
Sad.
Oh, Red Hot Chili Peppers and the Foo Fighters.
Nice.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Was that last weekend? At Blossom for $95 a ticket?
Yeah.
Well,
Wait,
yeah,
so
but we
you,
got off
you
the
said
rails
you
a
said
little bit.
Roger Daltrey
Yeah.
Yep.
and
Aqua.
Foo Fighters, Red Chili Peppers.
yeah, mine was Megadeth and Motley Crue.
That's a pretty
That
solid
ex-
show.
honestly, if you really just look at us as a core group of people, it explains a lot about each of us individually.
Definitely.
It's fair.
That's
you
fair.
know?
No, well, I mean, it's always the three of us,
Yeah.
and we clearly we love rock music, but
Well, I like whatever. I like everything.
he likes a lot more than
Yeah.
I do. I'll tell you that. He appreciates a lot more than I do. I just do.
I like some weird shit.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
At any rate, so your first show is Motley Crue.
He's into weird.
That's cool. I believe your last update, or our last update, you talked about Tommy Lee, right?
With our last show, yeah.
Yeah.
Or our last update, yeah.
Tommy Lee,
for
obviously,
those
in
of
the
you that
crew.
aren't familiar, we have our Trendkill Radio show, and then I by myself, or with Jim, or with Coley, we do a Trendkill update, which is just a half-hour show, just kind of like covering some topics,
Whatever's in the
because it's
news.
hard to get all three of us together. We're all adults, and life sucks.
Well, some of us are adults. Those two, not me.
Right.
Technically adults.
I'm not.
You're all
Legally,
technically legally adults.
It only
Sure.
fucking works for me because I have a studio in my place.
Yeah. I'm a legally adult child.
yeah, there you go.
It's about to turn this whole fucking house into a studio.
Yeah, fuck yeah, brother. Rock and roll. Yeah, so Tommy Lee was in the crew, and we talked about Tommy Lee. He's a drummer, great drummer. I would say
Got beat up by his son.
He did. I would say
So
he's
weird.
Tommy Lee's
That
not a
whole
great
situation's
like
so weird.
technical drummer. He's not like an iconic drummer. But
Oh, he's an iconic drummer.
Absolutely,
He's
he
an
is. I
iconic
think
drummer.
he
He's
is.
not
No,
a
he
technical
is.
drummer.
He
right.
is.
He's not a technical
Even
drummer.
if
He's
he
an
didn't
iconic
have that
drummer.
sex
That's what-
tape,
it's
he'd
more what I
still
meant
be
to say.
Even
huge.
if
So
he didn't
he's
have
more-
a big old schlong, he would still be famous.
Well, I
More
don't
people
know.
know Tommy. More people know Tommy Lee for being Tommy Lee than they know him as a drummer. If you
Michelle,
ask, like,
tell us more about his schlong.
That's about it. I just know it's a big old
it's a
schlong.
big one. You didn't
ever
see
see it?
the boat tape.
Everyone has seen the boat tape.
The boat tape was
Right.
fucking iconic, dude. I watched that more than I watched the OJ trial. 90s were fucking wild, dude. 90s were wild. Anyway, so
Good
we
times,
started
good
this
times.
fucking weird tangent talking about Avenged Sevenfold, who lost their drummer several years ago.
Yeah, the Rev.
To the death.
It was
succumbed
just
to
his
the death.
anniversary too. I think recently.
Of
I
death?
I believe so.
Death of
That or his birthday. That's the weird thing about when people pass.
You
though.
never know which one they're celebrating, right?
They do celebrate his birthday and his passing, which is that's cool. Whatever.
So you were talking. You had some Avenged Sevenfold news. That's what got us on this fucking road to.
oh yeah,
They canceled their entire tour.
they canceled their entire tour.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
just a couple days before it was about to happen.
Not selling enough tickets.
No. M Shadows. He has always had voice problems.
Well, 'cause he fucking ruined his throat.
Yeah, before City of Evil came out, which was like that's when I got into him. Like I
Makes
wasn't
sense.
I
That's when
wasn't
they started
big on like
pretending to be
underground
80s
stuff
guys.
like you guys were when we were younger. We're all about the same age.
I'm 47.
That's true. It wasn't underground.
well.
It was just way different. They started as a punk band and they turned into like a goth band.
Well, like
and then they were
all I
fucking
really had to kind of like
trying
rely
to be
on
Motley
was just
Crue.
like Metal Edge magazine and like what I would see on TV. The internet was not prominent as much as it is like now, where you were able to just find so much new cool shit.
maybe for
I mean,
you.
Right.
Well,
Maybe for you.
yeah. Well, like I said, like I didn't have a lot of friends that didn't have a lot of friends, but I
You could
didn't have a lot of
benefited
friends
from the internet then.
Right.
that
The
would
internet
kinda-
would have been very helpful to
Yeah.
you.
The reason
would
we
have
found shit on
guided
the
me,
internet
though.
is because we didn't have friends.
He completely fucked up his voice. Not after Sounds Waking the Fallen.
Yeah.
Right after
Their
that,
best
because
record,
he
by the
was
way.
that was a
Just
good
because
album.
of like growling or
Screaming,
Man. Right.
screaming.
So many
He just
vocalists.
didn't do it right, and
right.
like
There's a way to do it, and
He
then
had to
every
have-
other way you're just gonna fuck yourself.
yeah, he had to
Right.
do like reconstructive surgery.
Also,
on
yeah,
it.
that record they
It happened
toured
a
on
lot.
And then
for
his
3
voice, like
years.
his voice, definitely changed from "Waking the Falling" to
Mm-hmm.
"City of Evil,"
Yeah.
which I really like it. I dig it.
Well, they toured
my
on
girlfriend
Waking for
hates
3
his
years.
voice now. She liked those first 2 albums.
Yeah.
I think she
Girlfriend
liked
has
his
good
voice more, and then like just can't stand the way he sounds right now. But he's just always, despite having the surgery and just constantly keeping up and working with trainers and stuff on that, like he's still gonna have problems for the rest of his life. Like the guy's just got issues.
And this is why they've
This is
canceled their tour is because
well, he
needs
had
more
he had
surgery, or-
yeah he had a blood blister on his vocal folds.
so he had avenged vocal fold.
That was good. That was damn good.
Nice.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. That's funny.
Michelle, everyone. Yeah, so like the only thing that you can really do, I mean, it doesn't. I'm not sure it requires surgery, but I mean, the only thing that you can really do when you're in a state like that is it's rest. If he's
I
gonna,
think they can do surgery because I think Spencer Crittenden from Harmontown, Dan Harmon's podcast, I think he just had vocal fold surgery
Yeah.
I know,
just
but
a couple weeks ago.
But
I know,
that still
but
would have
he-
made them have to cancel the tour if it's
yeah,
just a
because
problem.
you still
he's
can't
on,
bounce
like, yeah,
back. You have to have
be
on,
like
like-
a month of vocal rest where you
Yeah.
just don't talk.
Don't talk.
oh, he
Yeah.
needs like 3 months.
Yeah,
and
I'm
that's
sure he's
and
so
that is
fucked up.
unfortunately that's the whole fucking summer.
Here's the thing. I think that they're using. This is my conspiracy theory moment, if I may. I think that they're using the fact that he does need some surgery or does need some help on his vocals, folds. They're saying that in lieu of saying, "Oh, we didn't sell enough tickets to this," because they've lost a ton of steam since 5 years ago when they were relevant. So 5 years
No.
ago, dude.
No, I
Where
don't.
were
I
they
don't
touring?
know. I don't
what
even
kind
buy.
of tour? What kind of tour was this? Are we
This
talking-
was a big one with a lot of butt
Exactly.
rock bands.
well.
There you
Exactly. There you go.
I know, but that's enough to drive in the audience because the audience likes butt rock.
2 biggest butt rock bands out right now are already on their own tours right now. So We're talking Five Finger Death Punch.
Right.
And fucking
Yeah. It's
whoever
been
the
at
fuck
least
else.
5 years since
They haven't been
Avenged
relevant.
Sevenfold have been relevant on their own right.
Exactly. I'm assuming this is oh shit, we booked a way bigger tour than we needed to. We can't sell these places out. We can't even capacity half of them. We can't even do half the numbers we need to. Also, your voice kind of sucks. Maybe you should take this time to do this instead, and we can use that as an excuse. That's very common in this world. So I think that's probably more what it is.
Well, they had that gigantic album, and what
Which
actually
gigantic Nightmare?
Hail to the King.
One song off that album now. Go without looking at it.
No, Shepherd of Fire, Hail to the King, This Means War.
These are not singles.
Yes, they fucking are.
Never heard of them.
They absolutely just because you haven't heard of them doesn't mean that there weren't big
Have
albums.
you heard of them?
No, because it's the same goddamn thing you said about Weezer.
Yeah.
Saying "Say It Ain't So" is their biggest song
All right,
or
all right.
whatever.
Oh,
It is.
fuck
And
no,
then-
it is not.
Yeah,
All right,
I know.
Let's not get into an
and then,
opinion. How old did they
no, I
chart?
completely
How-
proved you
all right,
wrong.
How well did
All
it
right,
chart?
how well did they chart?
I don't have those stats in front of me.
All right,
Goddamn it!
yeah, let's not get into opinions. Let's go off the charts.
Yeah, the charts, bro. They suck.
Charts don't lie.
Wow.
But at any rate, what the point I was making is like, sure, maybe he does need some vocal work, whatever, or some surgery. But at the same time, I rarely would contribute.
what the fuck
Was that gunshots?
Maybe.
All right,
It is Parma.
Yeah.
I would probably more contribute it to low ticket sales because I couldn't tell you a single person that said they were excited about going to see.
Well,
Avenged Sevenfold.
you have a computer in front of you. While I'm finding the charts, why don't you find out who they were going on tour with? Because it was the buddiest of buck rock bands.
Yeah, so End of the World Tour with Prophets of Rage, which is cool.
They're pretty good.
I guess, if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, if you like Cypress Hill and you like Rage Against the Machine.
But no, because they sound nothing like those bands. It's wildly different, just features members of those bands.
If you like people from
those
Cypress Hill,
bands, yeah.
Are you
Machine.
being sarcastic? Because I have a feeling anything Tom Morello does is gonna sound like
Well, yeah, sure.
it's gonna sound
whatever,
like
but 3 Days Grace.
wow wow wiki wow wow. That's just
Wah, wah, boom, boom, wah, de, boom, wah, boom, 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 wah. Willy, 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 wah.
Oh, baby. That's rocking.
Yeah, I wrote that.
3 Days Grace. And
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say this band's name. HO9909.
horror.
Horror. They were recently in Cleveland
Okay. Well,
God,
those-
you're not even like hip.
with 3 Teeth and
I'm just saying.
some
I don't
other
know that band. 3 Days Grace hasn't had a hit since fucking 2004. I don't know. I'm just saying.
They're
this isn't a
they're
tour
still
that
being
anyone-
there's even with their new
I
singer, they're
wouldn't-
still being played.
Even as a fan of Avenged Sevenfold's early work, I wouldn't fucking even consider buying a ticket for this fucking show. Oh, and Prophets of Rage was only on like 4 dates, so it doesn't even matter.
Wait, are you only looking at the revised schedule?
Nope. I'm looking at the initial announcement.
That can't be.
Well, it is.
I don't even fucking believe you.
I'm looking at it from their actual website. So, suck my asshole. Anyways, fuck Avenged Sevenfold. Fuck them. Fuck them.
I hope their singer recovers quickly from his surgery.
Not me.
I think he Burton McCrackened, if you want to call him a verb. You're so bad.
So
At
bad at
throw.
that.
I'm literally
The
trying to hit the
second
pole.
time. Are you
Yeah.
really?
I don't think so.
Why wouldn't I try to hit the pole?
Also, extra bullshit.
It's iconic.
All right.
People will talk about
Whatever
this
you
podcast
say.
for generations.
Okay, so yeah,
What's next on the agenda?
yeah, Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson.
Oh,
More
they're on-
news.
They're on tour together.
More news. If you
Those
guys,
two?
Are they though?
Yeah, I heard about them. They're on tour.
they're like doing stuff.
This beer's good. I'm very
I mean, I read the stories that Sean sent everyone, so
I
I
didn't.
know the topics.
I don't
I
know.
didn't
I
read
know
shit.
what happened.
Thank you.
No, I read them too. I did. So yeah. So
Okay, go
they're-
ahead. Start it off.
They're feuding. Is that right? They got a fist fight.
No.
No.
Oh, then I don't know.
Fail.
No, okay. So Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson, of course, they are on tour, and
Yeah.
I did a whole TKR update just last week, which you can watch. Find us at Trendkillradio on YouTube, and they had a Canada tour date. Coley has a chlamydia date.
Hey,
Oh,
Jim is right there. Don't talk about him like that.
Yeah.
you going to see Coheed and Chlamydia tomorrow?
No, I'm not actually.
Taking Back Mundane?
I decided against it.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Oh, that seems like right up your alley.
it is, but yeah, I'm gonna do other things instead.
Okay, so they were doing a Canada tour day, and just like they had Manson's shit set up. They had his banners with him on stage. They were ready to go, and there was just an unexpected announcement. I didn't hear what you said. Shut up. I said jinx. Shut the fuck up.
Anyways, how soon before the show started did this announcement come down?
I don't fucking know. I wasn't
His
there.
You don't have
his
the
banners were on the stage.
Right.
And,
So
and-
we're talking like, are people inside, or is it like?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. No, they're ready to go.
They were sitting
At
down
the very
like,
least,
at
it was a
big
half
venue.
hour until
Yeah.
Manson's supposed to go on.
You went to this
Yeah.
gig like last week, right? Was there an opener?
I went to Foo Fighters this week.
The week
Marilyn
prior,
Manson
yeah.
prior. Yeah, there was an opener. and
Okay,
I
so there
can't-
was
it
some
was Rotten
cushion.
Apples or Bad Apples or something like that.
I wasn't able to
I
get.
looked them up. They have like 2 EPs. They were just kind
I
of.
don't
They were
know.
I heard they were
Manson-esque, but their
okay.
songs were really long and they got
Okay,
very
so there's an
boring
opener,
very quick.
and then I would assume supposed to be Manson,
yeah, and then Rob Zombie.
and then Zombie. So the opener plays, and then you find out as a
Yep, Manson's got his banners down,
His
and
shit
a
is on the
guy,
stage.
A guy comes out, I believe probably like a tour manager or something like that, and goes, Marilyn Manson has canceled his performance tonight.
Marilyn Manson will not be performing tonight. If you are here solely to see Marilyn Manson, you may get a full refund. If you leave now...
Due to an unexpected illness, people are pissed. Like,
Yeah.
as usual.
Yeah.
Because like I had said in my update, like, he's already pulled shit the last tour that he did with Rob Zombie, and he does it with every other fucking tour that he does by himself.
And I guess now it's like kind of a big question as to whether or not he's going to even return to the tour. Like they haven't said what his unexpected illness is.
No. They
Did they say what it
did.
was?
They said he came out.
I like tried to find an
the
update
flu,
before
the
I
flu.
came over.
Said he had the
flu.
flu.
Well,
But you know what?
because-
Which is bullshit, though. Real quick, I saw
Yeah.
Rob Zombie and Korn last year. Rob Zombie headlined, Korn opened, and Jonathan Davis had the flu, and he still played an
Right.
hour and a half set on stage. Killed it.
The
Right.
Fucking,
Pretenders.
I've been told, like, I had a couple friends that were there too. They said Korn did even better than Rob Zombie, and that motherfucker had the flu.
yeah. That's,
Like, if any,
Right.
dude, that sucks. The flu sucks. Like, you're just
It does.
dehydrated. You're overheated. You're
I guess
prob-
it kinda
he was probably off on the
depends
side of the stage
on- yeah.
throwing up in his fucking bagpipes.
like I don't know about you, Sean. I know
Oh.
I've played shows with fucking
same dude.
illnesses of all kinds.
You have been ill a lot of our shows.
It's true.
I know, and I don't get it.
Well, I know that the Pretenders were supposed to play the Roxino like last week, and they canceled because Chrissy Hind had the flu. But when you're fucking Chrissy Hind,
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're
Couple
rescheduling.
passes. You get a couple
yeah,
passes
you
there.
get a pass.
Me,
for Chrissy
if-
Hind,
if-
but
I take my Flintstone vitamins every day, so I don't get the flu.
Well, it's a thing too. If you're like a very articulate singer, where you are a very technical singer where you're trying to hit notes and things like that, I get it.
Manson's not like that.
Manson is not like
He's
that. It would
"Sweet
add to his
dreams
performance, if
are
anything.
made of-"
Watch that last update, and you'll see what I'm talking about. He just it was
keeps
more or
fucking
less
up.
just shouting.
He just
Like he
makes,
wasn't shouting in key or anything. He did not sound like his album. I gave him a 5.4 out of 10
See,
in
the
terms
way-
of
if you had
performance
to
wise.
get to decimals, it was
Yeah.
bad.
The way I describe Manson's performances now is like he doesn't care.
It was
that
sad.
people
No,
are
I should have
watching
taken
him.
your advice, but like I said,
told you.
a couple.
I told you.
Well, no. I was there for Zombie, and I just wanted to see Manson just to say
It's not
that
worth it, man.
just
It ruins everything. It's like
check
meeting your idol.
off
It's
my list,
awful.
man. No.
Awful.
Well,
It's-
no.
He hasn't been good since Guns got the government, and I think everyone knows that now.
I know, and I had said, you know what, he would have been better off if he would have like overdosed off of the Hollywood album or something.
Well,
he would have had
no,
such a
he put out
way
some-
bigger legacy. And
I think he should just stop touring and just do like one-offs. Honestly,
just like start a barbershop quartet.
no, just do one-offs. Like
No, I think you should do
festival.
that too.
Hello, my baby.
Just
Hello,
do-
my honey.
just do
Hello, my
Bonnaroo
ragtime
or
gal.
something. Just do Bonnaroo or something. Like one thing every year was one show and just be subpar and still be like can maintain your iconicness. Like he's killing his fucking whole everything he's built by playing these awful fucking shows.
I know, but as I had said before too, I think he's Marilyn Manson, and Marilyn Manson does not give a fuck. I don't think he cares.
See, that's
I
the thing.
don't think he cares. I think his ego is so big that he still can he shits
There-
out performances.
There's
think
enough
he
just goes,
stupid. There's enough
"That
stupid
was
people to go.
amazing."
That's the problem.
See, I think it's the exact opposite. I think he cares way too much, which is why he might have a little
if he
and
cared.
cancels the fucking show.
Oh
Right.
no, that's what I think too. I don't
Yeah.
think he had the flu. I don't think he had the flu.
No, I think
because you know
he-
what? Here, the
yeah.
ultimate middle finger that Rob. My favorite part of this story that we didn't get to yet. Rob Zombie, he goes on stage having Ginger Fish and John Five, formerly of Marilyn Manson, and they play "Sweet Dreams."
But Rob's cover, not Manson's cover.
I
Right.
know.
But like
was
without even
so
hearing it,
much better.
you can hear it in your head exactly
I
how
can
it sounds.
definitely hear it. Yeah.
It was so much better than fucking Manson actually doing it himself. And
So
the-
did Rob
oh
play
my
longer? Did they
God.
compensate any type of way or like,
That I don't know.
I think they just told people like, if you were here only to see Marilyn Manson, get the fuck out now. We'll scan your ticket and you can get a refund. If you don't leave
Which
now,
still fucks
you don't
over
get a-
Rob Zombie though.
It does,
because you
because
know he still
But you know
half
what?
that ticket
How
cost.
many people do you think actually left?
No, but
Probably not that
that's,
many.
That's
Because
the thing
crowd
though. When
crossed
I
over.
went and saw them, I saw so many girls with Marilyn Manson shirts on. Dudes wore Rob Zombie, and women wore Marilyn Manson.
That adds
But
up.
do you
makes
think
sense.
It was so weird. It
Do you
was
think
so
that, like,
weird.
They're not leaving by themselves though.
they're
you
not
know?
gonna
Right.
leave?
So-
Yeah. No one's gonna really leave. If you're going to that show,
there
chances
by that
are you're
point.
there for both of them.
Well, I'll-
by
I'll
that
post-
point, you're
Marilyn
drunk.
Manson.
You're
I'll post
having a
some of the
good time.
video, and you could see actually a couple people leaving and hearing the booze.
Yeah,
and
but
shit.
that's
Oh, yeah,
probably
there's
that's
lots of
probably a
booze.
very small sliver of that demographic.
Yeah.
That's like
Right.
I love Manson, but I do not like Rob
That's
Zombie
what
at
I was
all.
trying to say.
Yeah.
Is
that's
that,
gonna
like,
be
I'm
tough.
sure there weren't that many. Maybe 10.
Well, yeah,
20
that's why
people
he's the
who were like,
headliner,
"Fuck
though. I mean,
Rob
you can
Zombie."
call it a co-headlining
Yeah.
tour. It's not.
It's not. It's
Well,
not.
Marilyn Manson is a pain in the ass. Don't ever invite him on tour.
Dude,
He'll
I've been
fuck it
saying
up.
that.
He'll
I've been
fuck it
saying
up
that
so
for
bad.
years, dude. For years, I've been saying that.
He'll have a prop fall on him. He'll break his
Right?
ankle. He'll fucking cancel shit for the flu.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe how many fucking stories we've done on this guy just
He
dicking
just-
around.
he just
Now
sucks,
that she
man.
like brings that up, we've covered a lot of stories of him just fucking up.
Right.
We really
This
have.
is true.